We went to see Heathers tonight. Heathers the musical
Yeah.
at the other Palace Theater. Uh,
It's the
yeah.
first week.
It's the
Of
first week.
performances?
Yeah, I think they had like one performance last week, and now it's like the
Yeah.
first full week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I had a great time.
Yes. Super fun.
Yeah. So many things to say. The age average in that theater was it was at least like 20 years younger than the usual
Than the
age.
average. Yeah. Not a lot of hair. White hairs around.
Like when we were leaving, I saw two people who looked older than 60, and they seemed very like confused and out of
yeah.
place. Like,
It's probably like a high school
I felt
bus came
Yeah.
or something because.
I realized I'm so old.
Yeah, true. Yeah, we're
people
not.
were really young. People were really young.
Like
and,
teenagers, probably friends of the ensemble or something like that.
and actually
It was nice.
that's a cool segue to how I perceived this musical. Like, I really loved it. I had a great time.
Yeah.
I think my pet peeve, like the thing is that I loved this movie when I saw it. Like, I think it's a great movie.
It is.
I fell in love with it. When I saw it a few times, and I think that what is different here is that this musical is super light.
Yes.
It,
Yes.
You mentioned something in the interval that you were not going to like keep thinking about it like a long while after you saw
Yeah.
it, and that's what I felt, that it's great, it's fun, but it's light. It's like it's not shocking, it's not groundbreaking, and I think as a movie in the 80s it was very different. Like black humor and people killing people and talking about nerds and bullying.
Yeah.
It was much different. Like even though I didn't see it in the 80s, when I saw it as an 80s movie, as a movie made for that generation, it was more groundbreaking and more shocking than it is now. Like now when you talk about these things, like it's just not deep anymore, so it becomes light.
Yeah, because
which is fine, but it's just like it doesn't go like it doesn't have the sparkle that the movie had for me.
I agree. I think it had to go through some kind of translation from that time to this time, from that from the movie to the theater to the stage, and also from like people like not knowing the story, and now people know the story, know the lines. People are applauding a lot in the big hits and the big.
It was mostly fans. Like it was mostly people
Yeah,
that knew
absolutely.
it. Yeah.
So it wouldn't be super impressive when the first person dies. It's like, okay, we know, we saw that coming.
Yeah.
So that shouldn't be the focus, and it wasn't. And I think I'm still not sure what I thought about that. I think felt it was a little bit too cheerful, actually, a little bit too. Sometimes we're just like, okay, there's a lot of people dancing and happy and like, like when they're
gonna have the game in the second act.
the
'Cause
game.
they're
Which game?
like they arrive singing about the big game or something.
About the big game, or second act especially,
Yeah.
right? When the woman who was the teacher who was singing and let's shine some light. That scene, I felt like, okay, like it's not adding that much, and it's like, okay, cute props and fun, but okay, it doesn't make a whole musical number.
I see what you mean. I think it's mainly two things. It's funny because like in some reports that I read of people that saw it, they loved that scene, shine the light.
Really? Yeah.
So, and I was like, but when I saw it in the workshop, it wasn't that great. So like, has it changed? And then today I also thought it was like, okay, it was a cool scene. Like it wasn't like the best in of all. And I think that the main reason for that is the target audience. I think we're not teenagers anymore, and like since when you enter the bar, there's already like loud music playing. So it's already to set you in that mood of like high energy, and people. I was even surprised that it wasn't even more high energy, because I think that's what they were going for. They were going for teenagers with like lots of energy, and seeing people loud music and choreography and things like that. I think that the main audience wasn't our age group. That's one thing.
But I don't think teenagers are also like that anymore all of the time. You know, I think teenagers nowadays we are much more like focused on our cell phones and like it's not this like it's not always like a party. Even nowadays, you know, like we can transport ourselves. Like we can imagine how it was back then in the 80s being a teenager.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's kind of cool nowadays to look back to the 80s, right? Like there's a lot of movies, and it's very trendy to dig the 80s nowadays.
Yeah, especially the past
so
3 years.
And and that's also like why it's very interesting that the show is on now, like not only because of that, but also because of like shootings in the USA, and then you look at it differently, and you know, like now that we have shows like 13 Reasons Why that deals with very similar themes but in a different way. It was much more serious, and they try to be serious in that show, and here's much more light, and it's a combination of those things that it just reinforces like the impression that I had, that it's not a lot of new stuff musical for me.
Yeah,
it's like oh, nice, cool.
And there's some like it's not like the final. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And more critically, I think there is an issue with the flow of the story sometimes.
Yeah.
And I think that's why like from what I heard, the director really wanted to give it a new life to the show and change a lot of stuff. Like during the workshop, he was saying that every day new things were added and cut.
Yeah.
And I felt that sometimes some scenes was like, oh no, like, you know,
still it's not
some issues
it's not
with the flow.
Yeah, still I think it's not the final version of it. Like I can see some improvements, some tunings, which I think it's fine, right? Theater is supposed to be work in progress.
But in any case, I loved it. I think it's a lot of fun, and the songs are really catchy.
Yeah, that's the thing. What I liked the most, I think, was some music, maybe not so much the lyrics, but I think the melody was like so amazing. You just want to like listen to that over and over. To the melody of it. And that was really, really good.
But I don't know. My favorite number by far was That Girl Walking, both in the first and the second, like the first act, and then there's a little reprise in the second act.
I think it was really funny.
Yeah, and that's what I wanted more. So that's what I wanted more. Like that song is talking about a lot of things. Disguised as a light teenage angst song, you know, like it's talking about, you know, that
female empowerment, sexuality.
She has sexuality, and like it's not like she's not afraid of it, you know. It's a lot of things, and both characters are so well defined in that song, and that's what I wanted from the other songs, that they carried more, that they were like that you can go deeper if you listen to them more carefully and if you analyze them a bit more. But what I liked the most about the production is the cast. They're great. The voice of the girl that played Martha was so beautiful.
Yes, her scene.
The girl who played Martha in the original workshop also had a beautiful voice, and I think I wouldn't say like, oh, the song is good and that's why. No, like she rocked it, and the first girl as well, and. And they're all very good. Carrie Hope Fletcher, I have my doubts about her because they say that her singing range is a bit different than what is required to play this role. That she would need to sing higher notes, and I think maybe they did change the notes a little bit. But she's
change the notes. She's the best.
It doesn't matter.
She's clearly the best actress in the house. Because her name is actually in the poster.
But that's because they're selling a good part of the tickets based on her fan
But it's not because only because of the fame. She delivers it.
That's what I hate. Like I think that some people dismiss her because she's very popular in social media, but she's such a
well cast as well.
Such a great actress, and she really seems to be having a great time. She sings the hell out of that score. And she's great. She's really, like you said, like she's so well cast. Like she rocks that character. It's just great.
And you can see very nuanced, very complex. She enjoys, but she's always uncomfortable with that, like guilty pleasures as well.
Yeah, exactly.
She's both. Yeah. And none. Muscato. Jamie Muscato as
JJ.
I was not a big fan actually. I was expecting so much. I thought he was going to be a show stealer, and he was kind of second. I felt he was always like, most of the times he was like a supporting actor, you know. I didn't feel him as being like, oh my god, the play is so much about him. No, I felt he was like,
because you really loved him in Big Fish, right?
I really loved him in Big Fish, and the character in the movie I think is pretty compelling in the movie.
I feel that he's still getting his character. That's what I feel, that in some scenes, like like you are telling me, like I know what you're telling me, and sometimes he felt a bit lost.
Yeah, because it is very complex.
Yeah, so I think maybe like they didn't have enough rehearsals. I don't know, like maybe. I'm really curious. I have a ticket to see it again at the end of the run.
Yeah, I'm sure it will be different. I hope.
And but the whole
the other Heathers,
the Heathers are great.
Flawless.
You have a favorite Heather?
First thing, they're so well cast as well. All of them are like, oh my god, no one else in the universe could like play those parts. Like,
the three of them,
ridiculous. Their bodies, their faces, they're like.
It's so interesting
the way they speak.
That each one of they had three very different personalities, like the characters, and it's just like you said, it's so well done. It's so well acted that it is stereotypical, but it's so good, and then you just accept it.
Yeah.
And then even in the end, like I thought that the end was so corny, like the very end, like because I liked it because it was so happy. It was too happy. The movie wasn't that happy. But I should stop comparing. Like it's different things. I admit that.
But it's hard.
But the thing is that like when Veronica is with Marta, then she tries to get Heather. What is the name of
the yellow one?
No. So there's Heather Chandler, and she's the main one, the tall one. There's Heather McNamara, which is the short one.
Never heard those names before.
And what's the name of the third one? Heather is a very short name. Can you check that? Heather Duke. Yeah.
If you say so.
Yeah. Anyway. So Veronica is with Marta, and then she brings McNamara to the group, and then there are a trio now, right?
Yes.
Three of them. And I thought, okay, great, because you get everything. You get like, okay, it's not
redemption. And
no, it's more like they said, oh, do we ever get a happy ending? And they literally said that before. So you shouldn't get a happy ending. You should get like a partial happy ending at best. And that's what they had there. Like, okay, so the three of them, they are their own group, they are their own trio, regardless of regardless if like the school followed them or not. Like they're enough. And then we can even show Heather Duke like still being popular or not. It doesn't matter. But then in the end, they bring Heather Duke and everybody's so happy. And then I thought you went too far. And I felt
but I was following her, and her acting was amazing.
Exactly.
She was like, oh,
me too, because so she was like in the beginning she was embarrassed, like when you are required to sing, as an audience, you're like beautiful. She was doing that, and then she little by little she was like getting into the group,
opening up herself and like getting the holding hands and
Anyway, they're all
still it was a bit too much, a bit too
family friendly. The expression that I love to describe a lot of musicals that I have issues with.
Yeah, true. Exactly.
Family friendly. We said a lot of bad things, but I had a great time. It's just like I'm just trying to understand how I take this musical, like what kind of musical I think this is for me. And that's it. Like, it's a great musical for a light night out, and that is great.
But with something more. It's not just entertainment as well.
No, it's very good.
Yeah. Oh, I have to say something.
Oh, I love my that gay son.
Oh my god, that was hurtful.
You hated it?
I did.
Why did you clap then?
Respect for the ensemble. Oh my god, I mean, it started okay, and then I don't have issues with the name. I think it can be quite a like a social criticism. I love my gay dad son.
No, I love my dad gay son.
Dad gay son, okay, only after they die, you'll start loving them, blah blah blah. Prayers for Bobby kind of thing, twisted around, but in the end, that's ridiculous. What the fuck? The two machos fathers are actually gay?
Yeah.
And then it starts being like, oh, not this stereotype again. Two gay men singing crazy disco divas.
Yeah.
And like, that's where acceptance comes from. If you're that like closeted homophobic dads. No. It just felt like so outdated. So disrespectful, so like not clever, so like ugh.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, that was just
so the first time
nothing else coming.
First time I heard that song was in the workshop, and I was like, no, this is bad. No. Like, why are you people laughing and why are you clapping?
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, maybe I didn't get something. Maybe like I wasn't paying attention to something. I didn't get the humor or something.
Maybe but it was all like kind of meta, super like a criticism of what it was singing, but no.
But if you were anyway, and then today I felt as uncomfortable, and people clapped as hard.
People were loving it.
Yeah. So I don't know. And sometimes it's very difficult to criticize whether something is offensive or not, because like usually when I say offensive is about, I don't know, minorities, like racial minorities, black people or
women
or transgenders, and then it's very difficult to say if something is offensive or not, because like it's offensive to you, but you're not part of the group. But in this case, it really felt like we are gay, and then it felt like a super shallow joke, like to make as many jokes as you want about gay people, like but it just felt shallow. It felt like
and that's the case where you had the opportunity of saying something meaningful, going really deep. They were talking about the dead gay son, They were, even if it was live,
I don't know how to fix it though.
Even if,
No, just because I thought you were proposing something, because I don't like...
But what I say is that not even if they went through the path of like adapting it as a light musical, they could have done something better than that, Doesn't need to be like super big criticism of like whatever, but it could have been,
or at the very least,
if you're refined,
and like, if you're even a bit bad saying that, but if you're gonna have a great number about a joke about gay people, at least have a nice gay character in the ensemble at the very least. So like, like
the actors,
like they're no, the characters. If they're using gay people to get a very cheap joke, at least show that you're giving gay people space. Which shouldn't even even talk about, like, we don't even need representativity. Like, no, you should never say that.
Yeah.
But theater is quite gay.
Yeah.
But I don't know. If it felt shallow, if it really felt like it was written by a straight white male that does not talk to gay people.
True.
And as like, oh, that's what gay people are. Like, they wear rainbows, and it's that's fun. People will laugh at that. I don't know. I didn't like it, but lots of people liked it. So maybe we missed the joke. Yeah. But we did miss the joke.
Cool. Can you say you like the first act better than the second one? I think I did.
Yes, I do. I think it's much more well put together than the second one. I love the way they had the ending of the first act was really nice. It was like setting up expectations, like, like they're this couple now.
The couple is together.
And that situation that she's in, that's what's happening. Like, I'm curious to see what the second act will have. The numbers were better in general. I prefer the first act. Anyway,
Yes.
yeah, I think.
That's it.
Yeah, we had a lot to say.
Yeah.
Stars. Stars is so weird.
Yeah.
Just stop doing stars. Because like it's a 4-star show. Like.
Yeah. It is. It is a 4-star.
Right.
Elements of 2. Elements of 1. That number was 1.
Yeah.
Some
And,
things were impeccable.
like,
some things were like.
I don't get how turning the tie and having a rainbow tie is funny. Like, no, it's not funny.
It was like even Kiki Boots people were.
No, and like Mormons did something similar, and it was genius. Like Mormons were, you know, that they had the trick that suddenly they are wearing I don't know, pink ties and something above it, and like it's a song about like making fun of gays, and
Turn it off.
and we turn it off, and it's great because
Yeah.
that is true. Like it's about those guys concealing and like having to conceal, and like and it went deep, and they understood that character, and they made a song about it. Here they didn't. Here they didn't. Like there's no deep character here or deep story or anything. It was just cheap.
Yeah.
Easy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, I loved the musical. I did. I did. I had a great time. I was just like, I had great expectations because I've been listening to the soundtrack quite a lot after I saw the workshop, and I was just expecting like, you know, to have a great revelation watching it, and no, it's just a very, very good musical. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's sold out. There's like 5 to 10 tickets available for the whole run.
Yeah.
But there's a lottery, so you could try the lottery. Maybe it will transfer, maybe it will go somewhere.
Yeah.
Never know.
Had a good time as well.
Yes.